In today's digital workplace, effectively creating and managing documentation is crucial for a project's success. Confluence excels at enabling you to create, manage, and share documents across departments, teams, or for specific projects. However, ensuring the right people have visibility and get the opportunity to provide feedback at the right time can be a challenge. After all, every organization and team will work in their own way. In this video, we're going to show you how the popular marketplace app, Workflows for Confluence, enables you to bring your document management processes to Confluence to ensure documents are updated, reviewed, and approved by the right people at the right time. We'll demonstrate this from the perspective of a product team who are launching a new software application in the e-commerce space. Heading up this team is Alex, the product manager, who is tasked with taking the initial app concept and transforming it into a market-ready product. A key part of this project is creating the initial requirements documents, bringing the development team together to build out the technical design documents, and then preparing for launch with a series of marketing and customer onboarding materials. We'll cover it all in this video, so let's get started. To kick it off, Jason, the business analyst, is responsible for creating the requirements document in Confluence.
So, right off the bat, we'll use one of the awesome Confluence templates. This is super convenient, and as you can see, is a fairly typical requirements document. Let's start by outlining the project goals, target user demographics, and initial technical requirements for the new app. For the purposes of the demo, we'll add dummy data to these sections, just to speed things up. Alrighty. Now that everything is done, it's time to give it a quick once-over before we get our teammates to review and approve the document. Securing approval for documents is key in most projects. Every type of document, from requirements and technical design specs to customer materials, typically needs a form of approval by the right expert before it's considered complete. Once I'm happy with the document, that's when workflows come into play. We'll leverage a bespoke document workflow to send it to my colleague Alex, the product manager, for their seal of approval. While our organization has already established a document workflow for this procedure, as demonstrated here, it's incredibly straightforward to set up additional workflows for different document types or processes. Let's dive into the workflow builder now. We'll also take this opportunity to craft the workflow needed for the technical design documents, making the whole process smoother and more efficient. Remember, in workflows, creating custom workflows is a capability reserved for either site admins or space admins. I'll start by creating the workflow here and giving it a name and description. Next, the workflow builder will open, and we have a blank canvas here to create the workflow. Our company has a predefined process relating to technical design documents, so we need to mirror this in Confluence. The process states that the document first needs to be reviewed by a product manager. I'll go ahead and add this first part to the workflow now. Next, it needs to be reviewed by the senior software engineers. In our case, this is Amelia, Justin, and Holly. I'll go ahead and add this part to the workflow now and add the development team group as approvers. The final stage is to get approval from the head of development, Jacob. Okay, two last things to do. First, we want to send a Slack message to the engineering team when the document's ready for their review, but we also want to send one to the channel when the technical design document has been fully approved by everyone. So we'll go and add 2 of the Slack message actions into the workflow. Alrighty, the last thing to do is just to connect the workflow together. And you can do this using the little connectors that you see on each of the statuses. We'll start at the top, and we'll work our way down and just connect it like so. Alright, and we're done. Just one quick note before we move on. You will see a bunch of actions on the left-hand side here. These are pretty powerful, and they'll trigger at different points of a document workflow, depending on where you place them. We won't go through the rest of the actions now, but it's important for you to know that they're there if you want to enhance your workflows even further. Let's now save this workflow, and then we can activate it. So I'll click Save in the top right. We can see the workflow at the bottom of the Workflow Manager, and we just need to enable this now. Now that we've activated it, It's now ready for our team to use it on the technical design document in a little while. Let's head back to the requirements document, and we'll get this sent for approval. So first, we need to add the workflow to the document, and I'll just click the Apply Workflow button at the top of the screen here. Next, we just click Apply Workflow here, and from the list, we just want to find the requirements document workflow, which we can see is just here. We'll click Apply, and then the status at the top here will change to Draft Requirements. As we've reviewed this before, from my perspective, the document is ready to go. I'll move it on to the next stage in the workflow approval process, which is a review from the product manager, Alex. I'll now pass it over to Alex for the next steps.
Hey there! So I've just received notification from Jason that the requirements document is ready for me to review. I'll quickly jump into the document itself and start my review process. Everything looks in order for approval, so I'll just navigate to the workflow section here and hit the Approve button. I'll drop in some overall feedback, but as you've noticed, we've sprinkled quite a few comments throughout the document. This commenting feature in Confluence is incredibly handy. With the review and approval stages wrapped up, I'll hand it back over to Jason.
Super! So my requirements document is now approved and good to go. I can move it to the final stage of the workflow cycle, which is approved. We have also added something extra in this workflow, which creates a Jira issue at a certain point of the document's lifecycle. This is really cool integration. We placed the Create Jira issue action right after the document gets approved. So with Alex's approval now in a Jira issue, it has automatically been generated on the development team's Jira board. This serves as a cue for them to begin drafting the technical design document. The engineering team can see all the feedback on the requirements document and starts creating a technical design document within Confluence that is built using the team's collective feedback. At this point, I'm going to pass to one of the software engineers, Hugo, who will take the lead on the technical design document.
Hey there. So I've just seen this issue pop up in our Jira project, which means we can now kick off the technical design docs process. In a normal work environment, this may have to be factored into our sprint planning, but for the purposes of this demo, we'll just jump right in. I'll jump into Confluence to start the technical design document process. I'll flesh out each section with specifics and embed a diagram directly into the Confluence page to illustrate the app's architecture. Okay, everything looks good to me. It's time to kick off the review and approval process. We are going to use the workflow built earlier, and this will ensure the product manager reviews the technical design document first before it's moved on to the development team for further inspection. I'll hit Apply Workflow just like before, choosing the appropriate workflow from the list provided. I'll then move it to the next stage of the workflow, which starts the initial review. Let's pass back to Alex for the first review.
Thanks, Hugo. I'll quickly review the document before giving it my approval. It seems we're on a roll. Everything looks great in this document, so I'll go ahead and press Approve, pushing this into the next review phase with the senior software engineers. Let's hand over to Amelia in the development team. Hey! This technical design document has now been passed to me and my two colleagues, Justin and Holly, to review and approve. Let's jump into this now. The document is almost there, but there are a few changes needed. I can also see my teammate Holly shared some feedback as well. I'll go ahead and reject this one to send it back to Hugo to amend.
Hey, so I've been given some fair feedback, so it's time to make these changes quickly. Cool, we're all done. Time to send it back to the senior engineering team again for a final pass.
Alrighty, we've got the document back with all the changes made. Perfect. This makes it really easy for us. I'll go ahead and hit Approve. Oh, I can see my teammates have also done the same. Awesome! The next step is to get approval from the head of development, Jacob.
Hey there, now it's come to me to review and give the final approval for the technical design document. It looks like my team has already conducted a thorough review, and I don't see any need to add more comment. This looks great to me. Consider it approved.
And just like that, we've got the requirements and technical design document reviewed and approved. With those critical steps out of the way, the app development phase can begin. Meanwhile, it's time for the product and marketing teams to shift their focus to customer onboarding documents and marketing materials. All of these tasks can be efficiently handled using Confluence and workflows. To keep things brief, we won't dive into that process now, but you've seen the gist of how it works. Just to wrap up, as you have seen, the Workflows for Confluence app enables you to build unique, tailored workflows that ensure documents are reviewed and approved by the right people and teams. It's a great way to streamline your organization's processes within Confluence and ensure everything is being done the right way. If you are interested in giving Workflows a try for yourself, you get a free 30-day trial from the Atlassian Marketplace. Thanks for watching, and please don't hesitate to reach out or drop a comment below with any questions.